Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a quick first look at the newly announced Panasonic X2, which is a fixed lens camcorder set to replace the Panasonic X1, so let's take a closer look. So the X2 is being launched in conjunction with its sibling, the X20. They are essentially the same camera, however the X2 being the flagship, you do get a 3G SDI out, Vlog and HLG profiles, and a wired Ethernet connection. Other than that, they are the same, and the X2 is what we have here in the studio. The X2 is built around a 1-inch type sensor and is paired with an f2.8 to f4 20 times optical zoom lens. Now, with this being the larger camcorder body within the range compared to the likes of the HC-X2000, these lenses do have 3 manual control rings, which makes it very easy to operate quickly on the fly for run and gun situations. The lens and sensor together offer 5-axis hybrid optical image stabilization, so again, this really lends itself to handheld work. Something Panasonic are keen to push is that this lens at its widest is the equivalent to a 24.5mm lens, giving it the widest field of view when compared to the competition around the same price point. For the type of work that this camera is aimed at, that 1-inch sensor should really deliver a nice balance between low light performance and being able to create shallow depth of field should you want to, but at the same time be manageable when it comes to nailing your focus. On that note, for autofocus, these cameras are contrast-based and include the likes of face detection, which in my opinion works perfectly fine for most applications. When it comes to recording capabilities, the X2 can capture up to 4K 60 in 10-bit 420 at up to 200 megabits per second, and if you drop down to 4K 30 in 10-bit 422 at up to 150 megabits per second. In variable frame rate mode, you can go all the way up to 120 frames per second in full HD and up to 60 in 4K. So you do have the option for slow motion shots. The X2 does also have Vlog and hybrid log gamma on board, so you do have flexibility if you want to grade your work or if you're wanting to work in HDR with a very straightforward workflow. But again, just note this isn't available on the X20, it's just the X2. All recordings are stored to either of the SD card slots, and unlike the X1, you can now also create proxy HD files in camera along with your 4K recordings. On the X2, you have active HDMI and 3G SDI outputs, and you can output 4K via the first and 1080 in the latter at the same time. So you do have some added flexibility for multi-camera work, and speaking of which, there is also a dedicated timecode BNC for sync. These cameras have Wi-Fi built in, but with the X2 you also get a wired Ethernet connection too. You can use these connections to control the camera remotely using the likes of the Panasonic ROP app, but more notably so that you can direct live stream from the camera itself in the likes of RTSP and RTMP. There is also a USB-C port on the camera body, which does allow for tethering with your mobile device to utilize that mobile data connection to push that live stream out. Outside of live streaming, this port can also be used for file transfer. The size and ergonomics of this camera is really what's going to be one of the biggest appeals, especially considering who this is really aimed at. You have all of the manual controls that you would realistically need to utilize on the fly available on the body itself. And of course, when it comes to audio, you have the expected dual XLR inputs that can both provide phantom power, so you can use nice professional shotgun microphones, along with an internal microphone for your scratch audio. Now, a really welcomed upgrade for this camera is the 3.5-inch touchscreen LCD that flips out. It's now a 2.7 million dot screen, which puts it noticeably above the competition. Now, I haven't got this spec to hand, but it does also seem brighter in comparison to what I would expect from a camera of this type. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, then please hit that like and subscribe button. If you've got any questions, then please do just put them in the comments and I will get back to you. And if you want to find out some more information, just head over to the Holden website. Thanks for watching.